What's going on, guys? We're back once again, and we're finally going to be talking about Castlevania Season 4 on Netflix. So hopefully you guys were able to check it out. If not, if you guys don't want to be spoiled by anything, I'm going to try to leave spoilers to a minimum. But go ahead, leave a like on the video, and comment down below what you guys thought about it. If you guys did watch it, I'd personally like to know your thoughts about it, and what the future shows and holds for Castlevania Season 4. Now, overall, I did enjoy this season. There's 10 episodes, about 30 minutes each. It did kind of seem like the story was rushed, if I'm going to be honest, because there was a lot going on in this season. Because if you guys don't remember, we see where Isaac is now leading his own army, pretty much to rebuild the city that he took. And one of the night creatures asks him, why is he doing this? Their goal is to just destroy and kill, and instead, he's rebuilding, burying bodies, burning the dead. And he explains to him that he wants a better future. The way I took it is that he wants a better future for what then they're rather doing. Now, the entirety of this season for Isaac was he was wanting to build his own militia to get rid of anyone that was, I would say, an enemy to Dracula, because we even see a vampire try to recruit Isaac to try to bring Dracula back, because the entirety of this season was to try to bring Dracula back, because that was what the whole thing with Trevor and Siffy was, or Cypher. That's what they were trying to stop doing, because they keep going through however many weeks they keep coming into different types of demons, night creatures, as well as vampires, and they keep seeing different ideas to try to bring Dracula back from the dead, and they keep trying to fight, and they go to the city where everything first started, where of course Dracula's wife died, and we see where everyone's trying to bring him back, and obviously everyone's like, okay, how's this going to happen? Is there a way to really bring someone back from the dead? And there's a whole bunch of different spells and magic that apparently is by a lot of myths that there is a possibility of that can happening. So Trevor and as well as Cypher, they go on this journey of trying to stop it from happening. And we go back to, of course, Isaac and even Trevor's story, because Trevor, he is still I would say a pet / slave to Lenore and her sisters, because we see where Carmelita wants basically to just rule over the entire world now. She just doesn't want a region. She wants the entire world. She wants, I would assume, what Dracula wanted at one point. And Lenore does not agree with it. And we also see where her other two sisters, Striga and the one she's with, they're on a crusade. And when they finally go up against these farmers and humans, they start realizing not everything is as it seems. They don't like going through war, because they start saying, okay, what is her ultimate goal? What exactly is she trying to do? Do you agree with it? Because at first she wanted this, now she wants this. I'm not in full agreement. And even Striga even states that that is not something that she even thought that Carmelita was going to be doing, because she even assumed that they were only going to take over however much to the sea and then just stop. But Carmelita wants more than that. So what we do see is Trevor and Isaac do meet again. Isaac opens up a portal to attack the castle of the entire of Carmelita's castle, everything. So we do see where he does attack, and he uses all his night creatures. He has hundreds of night creatures, and Carmelita does not stand a chance. Or Carmilla does not stand a chance at all. Carmilla does not stand a chance. Her own night creatures that Trevor finally built, or Hector, I keep saying Trevor. Hector builds. Hector finally builds it, and he builds his own hammer after weeks. So he finally starts building the night creatures, and we see where his night creatures goes up against Isaac's, but Isaac is too strong. And throughout the entirety of an episode, we do see where they do take over the castle. Isaac is able to beat Carmilla, which was an intense episode. I will say that. It was a very intense episode to see Carmilla go up against Isaac, but at the same time, I was not thinking she was going to go up against Isaac. I thought she was going to be more of a formidable foe rather than just die as quickly as she seemed to be, as well as seeing that Isaac was going to spare Hector, and even Hector, giving Lenore forgiveness after treating him like a slave for so long now. And then we also see where even everyone pretty much goes their own way. Carmilla dies. We do see at the very end, Lenore even dies after she says that she's not going to live. Pretty much what she did to Hector, which is pretty interesting. And then we see where the other two sisters, they go their own way. They're riding west. So their story may be at an end right now. And then we see where even Alucard is summoned by a nearby village that is wanting his help. Because of night creatures attacking them for so many nights, as well as even vampires. And apparently they have a pact with the one that is trying to bring Dracula back originally, that Belmont as well as Cypher is wanting to go after. So the entirety of the season is really trying to bring Dracula back. And we see a lot of familiar faces return. We see where Alucard is getting more closer to humans and try to be more open, even though what happened to him last season. So he's still dealing with that as well. And we see where he meets a village head woman, and they slowly kind of begin this connection to where he's like, okay, can I trust her? But he does give a vow that he will protect the village people with everything he has to try to give everything. And they do lose a lot of people. Then we see Saint Germain make a return as well, and he's for his own agenda. He was trying to find the love of his life. He really does find her in the Infinite Corridor, but then he gets used by another force that uses him to their own advantage to try to bring Dracula back. So he, unfortunately, is being used for evil means, and pretty much you just can't trust him this season. I'm not going to try to give too much away, like I said. We also do see a massive development between Trevor Belmont as well as Cypher, because they do develop a heavy relationship, and you will see that later on in the season. And we also do see where even at the very end is a lot of spoilers here, guys, because at the very end of the season, which this is possibly going to be the last season, I'm going to go ahead and warn you guys now, this could possibly be the very last season of Castlevania. They said that they're done. I do not know how they're going to do that, because at the very end there was a lot going on, because after finally beating everybody, and then one of the vampires coming out to be Death, actually, that was part of Dracula's inner court. And he kept saying that apparently he was supposed to be like a normal vampire in London, but actually he was something a lot more formidable, which was very interesting, and I didn't expect that. And then we see where Trevor Belmont's finally able to kill him, as well as Saint Germain is trying to bring back Dracula and his wife to put them in one body, so that way Death can use them both to just continue to reign and kill and plumage all throughout history. And of course everyone's trying to fight that, but we do see where the trio does come back together at the very end to stop this. And Alucard, he allows the village people that he was helping to build a village near his castle, and possibly start a relationship with the head village woman, or the leader of the village. And then we also see where it almost looks like Cypher is about ready to leave, but we know that Belmont went missing at the very end of the season, and she informs Alucard that she's pregnant. And at the very end, when it seems like she's about ready to leave, she actually stays, because the familiar horse comes and Belmont's still alive. He basically informs them that Saint Germain is actually able to save him, put him in the corridor, and have him travel through different areas, so that way he'd been able to survive before everything blew up. So it was very interesting to see that, and that Alucard is finally opening up more towards humans, as well as be able to continue his relationship with Belmont as well as Cypher. And then we also see, which was interesting here, somehow or other, Dracula and his wife was able to come back in their full bodies and be able to stay in their bodies, because they are wanting to travel and be husband and wife. They're wanting to be left alone. They're just wanting to enjoy life's, pleasures. And at the very end of it, that's how it ends. So again, it really did leave on a good note, because Hector and Isaac, they're wanting to live together now and try to build their own dynasty, perhaps, as well as also live their own lives and not live through someone else's. because we do see a huge character progression through Isaac, where he does not want to basically be Dracula's errand boy, and we see where Hector wants to be his own man as well, finally, after going through everything he went through. Belmont, he finally becomes more of a hunter and a man with Cypher. Cypher actually becomes more adventurous, more outgoing, and Alucard even becomes more outgoing, as well as also a little more trusting, you know, to keep trying to give humans a chance, and not every human is the same. Not everyone is the same, and I think this season was really good. I think it was very well action-packed. I think the animation was great. I think it was a little fast, though. I will say that the story this season was a little fast. I was not expecting it to be more as fast-paced as it was. I was hoping for more episodes than just 10, but that's just my own personal opinion. But overall, what did you guys think about this season? Did you guys enjoy it? Did you guys hate it? Would you like to see Castlevania continue? I personally would, because there's a lot of unanswered questions. But again, it all depends on if Netflix is going to be able to give us another season, as well as what else is going to happen in the entire future of Castlevania in the Netflix genre. So let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments down below. If you guys are new to the channel, consider subscribing. Leave a big fat like on the video if you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys did. What were your favorite parts about Castlevania Season 4? I'd personally like to know down in the comments. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next one.